Judy?
Yes, please bear with me. I have a number of approvals this evening. My first is for purchase approval of tumbling instruction to new generation gymnastics for $1,260, and that's via fees.
Motion to approve.
I'm sorry, you want to take each one individually?
Oh.
I take it, yes?
It's entirely up to you.
Well, I can go through the entire list, and if there's questions for any of the items, let's do
Okay,
that.
we'll do it that way.
First one is tumbling instruction for via fees. Second is repairs to 2004 truck, which was an emergency purchase through STS trailer sales for $1,092.37. Removal of dead trees, upwards of 7 from Terpenny Cemetery, which is on Lakeshore Road, sandwiched between some homes and the main Lakeshore Road. Native American tree, county contract for $1,500 out of cemetery account. Replace rotted, rusted bathroom and changing room partitions at William Park Bathhouse. The ones that I currently have are almost 35 years old, so they've really lasted quite a lengthy time. I need 4 water closets, 1 urinal screen, 4 changing rooms, and 2 screens at the door for $4,340. I have the money in my account, and the other quote is $6,040. Slit cedar replacement blades and parts for off-season overhaul through Casanova Equipment, $1,580. Mowing equipment, winter overhaul of parts for all mowers, both the riding and push for off-season overhaul, no surface lawn and snow, not to exceed $1,200. And that's John Deere is the sole vendor, that's our equipment. And item number 7 is jerseys for youth basketball program for Papa Sports. I'd like to change the amount not to exceed $2,600. We've had quite a few additional registrants, and that is also via fees. The other one is the truck, and I'd like to take that separate. So those 7 items, I have money in my budget to accommodate all of those purchases.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
My next item is, unfortunately, a truck replacement. I currently own, the town owns, a 2000 Chevy crew cab truck that this year alone we've spent about $3,100 in repairs. My mechanic reports that there are numerous problems with the truck. We've pulled it from the road. It is my only vehicle that I can move my crews around. It does not plow and it does not sand, but it is, again, for moving equipment for maintaining and mowing all of the parks. I went to the board at budget time and said, you know, I really need to replace it. I actually put it in the budget for a leasing situation, but because we've had to pull it from the road, I've asked the board if it's possible to outright purchase it. That truck has seen 8 winters. I had Vern come by today to take a look at it. Again, I'm not a mechanic, but I trust my men. But Vern got a first-hand look and reported that the turbo on the truck has problems, and that's what our failure of keeping it running it has created, and that would be an expensive repair, and that the brake lines are rotted. The steel brake lines are rotted, so that it definitely is unsafe being on the road. I'd like to ask for the board to approve an amount not to exceed $31,000 to replace the truck this year. In speaking with Gene, there is money to be able to purchase this. I do not have a truck. I do not have a vendor. I'm working with 4 different auto dealers in the area and around the state to try and find a truck, but I wasn't able to come up with that specific truck, and that's where I'm at right now. I think I've tried to discuss it with all of you at some point, and I've sent you numerous, more than you wanted to see, memos on.
So you used a lot of paper.
I apologize, yes.
There's no doubt that the truck's in poor shape.
It's unfortunate that they don't last.
Fuel line is going to rot off it too, because that steel and all the lines underneath are in bad shape.
I will say that the truck's seen 8 winters here, so it really has seen quite a bit of our New York State weather.
Throw good money in. You have found one for 31,000?
I have talked with Jeannie, I have 2 vehicles that are around that number or less than that number. It's a matter of which one meets my requirements that my staff have asked for and that I can get closest to it, and I believe will be under that number.
And they're all one-ton trucks, because you haul
Yes, sir, they are.
lawnmowers or something with it?
350, 1 ton, 4x4, full
These crew
full
cab.
crew cab, and full 8-foot box.
Okay.
Don't ask me anything more special.
You plow with it?
No, this is not a plow or sanding truck. It's just for moving equipment, trailering, and staff.
I make a motion to approve the purchase of the vehicle. I'm not into spending a lot of money on something that's just gonna basically fall apart.
I would think that the one that she's gonna send to the auction, I mean, it runs. So that probably we should come out with the price of the truck.
get there?
I hope so.
Take the Badger
It's
with
not to exceed the 31,000. I'll second.
Mr. Conway.
Yes,
Ms. Tarwacki.
Are we gonna do a lease for the purchase, or are you straight out with the money?
straight out.
No, we were gonna do a lease, because it does affect the budget for next year and going forward, and I know that, in speaking with Steve Morgan, he would like to see no new additions to that. We can, this is a truck that comes out of the A fund, which is our healthiest fund, but we do have monies that we can mod from other lines within A, not Jody's A, but within A,
Then I,
to cover this expense. So if you do approve it, and once she's able to attain one and we're ready, we'll pay for it, and I will come up with a mod to tell you where it will be from. But we do have some monies to do it from.
I guess I would like to say too, that if we had to go on a state contract, you're looking at $42,750 for that same truck.
No, that's off, if it's not on state contract, that's what that truck goes for, around
Oh,
43,
okay.
44. If we can find one, on state contract, it should be around 30 to 31
Okay.
for that same truck.
so I vote yes.
Mr. Ryback.
Yes.
Mr. Corral.
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski.
Yes. Jody?
Thank you. Staff approvals, I have 4. Julie Dembakowski of Signet Lane, Cicero, James Flanagan of Backstretch Path, Connor Irwin, Waterview Circle, and Greg Morturano of Ridgecrest Drive, all rec attendants at $7.15 an hour for our fall, winter, spring programs.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway.
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki.
Yes,
Mr. Ryback.
Yes.
Mr. Corral.
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski.
Yes.
Last item is the approval by the board for the link agreement with St. Joseph's Mental Health at the canteen. We have an agreement, and we'd like to create that agreement as an annual agreement through December of 2009. Right now, our current agreement runs till the end of this year, December 31st, 08. And St. Joseph's has asked us for their program and their commitment that we have a full year's commitment on behalf of the town. And I have no problems with it. There's no change to the agreement that Heather has approved a couple of different times, and I would like to see that approved.
You have to sign a new contract, is that it, or?
It's basically, yes, and I'm asking for Chet to sign on behalf of the town, and then it will go to Ms. Residio, I believe her name is, Kathy, from St. Joseph Hospital.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
Mr. Conway.
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki.
yes.
Mr. Ryback.
Yes.
Mr. Corral.
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski.
Yes.